The telephone is one of Alexander Graham Bell's most famous inventions, inspired by his wife and mother, both of whom were deaf. Initially, he did not think of it as a telephone. Rather, he considered it an advanced telegraph. In fact, the patent described it as an apparatus for transmitting vocal or other sounds telegraphically. His primary goal was to facilitate remote communication between people. Alexander Bell was born in Edinburgh, Scotland in 1847, and later moved with his family to Canada. He received his education at home and was trained to follow in his father's footsteps. Bell eventually settled in Boston, USA, where he taught deaf children to speak and conducted numerous experiments on sound, driven by his interest in how sound could be transmitted mechanically. Bell was an expert in speech elocution and the treatment of speech disorders, but he gained historical recognition for his successful work with the deaf and for inventing the telephone. His knowledge about the transmission of sound waves and how these waves could cause objects to vibrate helped him. The challenge was to make these vibrations work with electricity. Bell began teaching at the Westonhouse Academy, where his interest in sound science surged. He studied music and elocution and soon met a young technician named Thomas Watson, who repaired machines and created models. Together, they worked on turning their ideas about sound and electricity into reality. Although Bell was confident that sound could travel via electricity, he did not initially know how. The two spent a long time conducting experiments, making slow but steady progress until their work bore fruit. They used sound to make a thin iron diaphragm vibrate, causing a disturbance in the magnetic field of a magnet.